If you're over 40 and your retirement savings are giving you a bit of anxiety, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to lay out a super clear, actionable roadmap to help you catch up and really build that nest egg, starting right now.
Oof. Does that question hit a little too close to home? For so many of us, turning 40 or 50 is a huge financial wake-up call. Life just happens, right? Mortgages, college tuition, all of it. It gets in the way. But if you're feeling that fire under you, that sense of urgency, believe me, you are not alone. In fact, about half of all Americans in that 40 to 50 age bracket feel the exact same way, like they've undersaved. So this isn't some unique problem you're facing. It's a really common challenge. And the best part? It's a challenge you can absolutely 100% overcome.
All right, so let's dive into what we're up against. First, we have to understand the hurdles. It's step one. But, and this is a big but, we're also going to look at the secret weapons you have in your corner right now.
Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Here's the reality check. The median savings for households in this age range is just $81,000. Now, when you hear the so-called experts talking about needing maybe $2 million for retirement, yeah, that number can feel pretty jarring. It really highlights the gap we're trying to close here. But here's the pivot. This is the crucial part. You are likely in your peak earning years right now. And get this, the government actually gives you tools specifically designed for this exact situation. They're called catch-up contributions, and honestly, they're your superpower. Let's figure out how to use them.
Okay, so this brings us to your catch-up toolkit. Think of these as the heavy hitters, the high-impact strategies you can put to work immediately to dramatically accelerate your savings and really make up for any lost time. All right, tactic number one, the absolute foundation. You've got to max out your retirement accounts. We're talking your 401k, your IRA, and if you're 50 or older, the IRS literally has special catch-up rules that let you sock away way more than the standard limits. But listen, the most important thing here, if your employer offers a match, you have to contribute at least enough to get the full amount. Seriously, think of it as an instant 100% return on your money. It's free cash you just can't afford to leave on the table. Okay, now for a tactic that's getting super popular, and for good reason. It's called a Roth conversion. The concept is actually pretty simple. You move money from a traditional pre-tax account like a 401k over to a Roth account. Now here's the trade-off. You have to pay income tax on that money today, but the real payoff, that comes down the road. So why on earth would you pay the tax now? Well, the benefits are huge. This move is especially powerful if you happen to have a lower income year or if you're pretty sure you'll be in a higher tax bracket when you retire. What you're doing is creating a bucket of money that's completely tax-free later on, which gives you incredible flexibility. And there's more. Roth IRAs don't have those pesky required minimum distributions, or RMDs, so the government can't force you to take money out. This also makes them a fantastic, totally tax-free inheritance to pass on to your heirs. Want to know about a really powerful, kind of under-the-radar strategy? It's called the mega-backdoor Roth. Here's what you do. Ask your HR department if your 401k plan allows for something called after-tax non-Roth contributions. If the answer is yes, you might be in business. This lets you put in extra money, way beyond the normal limits, and then convert those funds into a Roth. Now, it's complex, it's not for everybody, but for some high earners, oh man, it can be an absolute game changer for supercharging your savings. Okay, so we've got the tools, now it's time to build the roadmap. Let's actually visualize what this journey from, feeling behind to hitting that financial goal can actually look like, from zero to hero, so to speak. Let's imagine you're starting this journey at age 50. By just saving aggressively for 5 years, you can build a really solid foundation. We're talking over $200,000. Keep that momentum going and bam, you hit the acceleration phase, crossing that $500,000 mark by age 60. And that last 5-year push, that's where the magic of compounding really kicks into high gear, launching you right to that $1 million goal. And here's the math that actually makes this whole thing possible. Just look at this table. We're assuming you contribute $38,500 a year. That's you, maxing out both your 401k and your IRA with those catch-up contributions we talked about, and you get a pretty conservative 7% annual return. Now, look at the big takeaway here. Over 15 years, you're investing about $577,000 of your own money. But the power of compound interest? Wow, it can grow that to nearly double, pushing you right across that $1 million finish line. So much of the financial advice out there is really designed for people starting out in their 20s. But your situation?
It's completely different, and it requires a completely different strategy. So let's talk about some of the secrets the pros use, approaches that are specifically tailored for the reality of catching up.
So, you've probably heard of the FIRE movement, right? Financial independence, retire early. The problem is, saving 50 to 70% of your income, that's just not realistic for most people over 40. And that's where this idea of FIRE lite comes in. It's all about being aggressive but realistic. Think more like 20 to 30% savings. And it embraces these flexible ideas like a phased retirement or maybe shifting to work you're truly passionate about. It just aligns so much better with a late starter's journey. Now, as you're accelerating your savings, it's so important to avoid some common mistakes. I get it. Feeling behind can make you want to take these huge risks, but chasing speculative, high-flying investments is just a recipe for disaster. You gotta stick to a solid, diversified plan. And please, don't forget to plan for taxes and the absolutely massive cost of healthcare in retirement. Just stay disciplined and stay in the market. Okay, we've gone over the challenges, the tools, the roadmap, and the pitfalls to avoid. But all the knowledge in the world doesn't mean a thing without action. So let's talk about exactly what you can do the second this explainer is over. Here it is, your 4-step immediate action plan. Step 1, log into your 401k portal right now. See what your options are for catch-up and after-tax contributions. 2, talk to a professional. A financial advisor can model out how a Roth conversion would actually impact your specific tax situation. 3, do the math. Calculate your current savings rate and figure out a real plan to get it into that 20 to 30% range. And finally, number 4, find your people. Find a Firelight community for support and inspiration. Remember, you are not on this journey alone. I just want to leave you with this one thought. It's a classic saying for a reason. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Yeah, maybe the best time to start was years ago, but that time is gone. The second best time is right now. You've got the knowledge, you've got the tools, your journey to a secure retirement, it can start today.